So, we all know short sales are a complex process. We know there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of people who have to agree when you're dealing with this process. We know that the process has been streamlined and it's come a long way. But there also are times when an agent's dealing with a short sale and they just get stuck. They're not getting a response from their point of contact. They're not getting a response from their negotiator. And, they're just kind of stuck. What is your advice to an agent in that situation?
One thing you'll notice in Equator is there are drop-down menus when you message your negotiator through Equator that go to a team lead or the vice president over that group. Definitely use those if it's an actionable item and you've given 2 days and they haven't responded. Now, one thing I do find a lot of escalations, there's a difference between actionable items and I just want an update. Setting the right expectations of the amount of time a short sale takes for investor review. Number one thing when you don't have an update, it frequently could be we're waiting for evaluation, we're waiting for mortgage insurance approval, or waiting for investor approval. Finding out who the investor is, who the mortgage insurance company is. One thing to ask all the time, is the file delegated or non-delegated? Non-delegated file, which is going to be about 65 to 70% of the time, has to be approved by the investor or the mortgage insurance company. Escalating that because you haven't had an update in 2 days may not set the right expectation for everyone. However, we have almost 20,000 associates that work in our default space in loss mitigation. So with any large organization, you're going to have superstars and you're going to have challenged associates. All of the emails in the signature line of anyone in our loss mitigation should show who their immediate supervisor is with their contact information and a service level agreement saying if you haven't responded in 48 hours. One of the nice things about Equator, we have transparency where we can view how efficient our associates are and how responsive. So therefore we can manage the expectations. On the short sale for FHA and VA, we don't have that transparency. So it's a little more difficult to manage the associates. Escalating to their immediate supervisor is absolutely the first choice. If you work with Bank of America in a local branch from our retail sales, we also have retail sales escalation points of contact that are centralized in Phoenix, Arizona. Each region has a specialized individual who is an escalation manager that has supervisory authority over everything in Equator. They can pull a file from any negotiator and take it over at any point in time, and they can work one-on-one with the agent to get it through. Those are where I call my superstars. So when we have an escalation, we assign it to them, and they find out what the actionable item is and what it needs to do to move forward. So you can do that with a retail relationship with Bank of America. You can also call our concierge service, which is 866-880-1232. You can ask for an escalation there as well. Keep in mind, escalations need to be actionable items, and you have to give at least 48 hours for them to respond. Setting the right expectations for all parties concerned will obviously make your transaction smoother. And I know as we work as partners, the agents that understand the process, they understand that all the information is needed. They really don't want a question of why are you asking me for this? When if it's asked for, we don't want additional paperwork that we don't need. It has to be an investor requirement is why we may be asking for things. So sometimes short sales get complex because it becomes a rub back and forth as opposed to a partnership. So that escalation contact and making those contacts will help you in the efficiencies of your short sale completely.